If you're thinking about buying the Minisforum M1 Pro mini PC, hold on a second because I'm about to reveal some surprising truths that you won't hear from the sales page. This little powerhouse boasts an Intel Core Ultra 5 125H processor with 14 cores and 18 threads, promising to deliver blazing fast performance. But here's what surprised me. The reality isn't as flawless as the specs suggest. Most reviews rave about it, but I found several hidden pitfalls that could seriously impact your experience. Stick around because by the end, you'll know exactly whether this machine deserves your money or if you're better off looking elsewhere. Ready to dive deep? Let's unpack this. First off, who exactly is this Minisforum M1 Pro made for? If you're a power user juggling multitasking, light gaming, or multimedia editing, and you crave a compact PC that packs a punch, this might seem like a dream come true. It's loaded with 32 GB DDR5 RAM, expandable up to a whopping 128 GB, and comes with a 1 TB PCIe 4.0 SSD, offering potentially ultra-fast file transfers. Plus, it supports up to 4K displays with 2 USB 4 ports, and even a rare Link port for an external GPU. Sounds like a beast for creatives, remote workers, or tech enthusiasts, right? But here's the twist. While it sounds perfect on paper, there are some quirks lurking beneath that glassy exterior. Let's start with performance. The Intel Core Ultra 5 125H is no slouch. It crushes most office tasks and handles video editing with grace. However, Minisforum's thermal design, although impressive with solid copper heat pipes and phase change materials, struggles under prolonged heavy workloads. Despite claiming a stable 65W power usage, you'll notice the fan noise creeping up, reaching about 45 dB, which isn't exactly whisper quiet for a mini PC in a home office setting. That's like having a tiny jet engine on your desk during those intense editing sessions. Pretty distracting. Plus, the aluminum alloy chassis, while sleek, can get surprisingly warm. It's almost like this machine wants to be a race car, but ends up overheating on the track. Storage options are another double-edged sword. On one hand, dual M.2 PCIe 4.0 slots supporting up to 8 TB is incredible for a mini PC. But here's the catch. Installing an external GPU via the Link port requires sacrificing one of your SSD slots. So, if you're thinking about adding a beefy graphics card in the future, you might run out of storage slots quickly, limiting expansion. It's like trying to park a monster truck in a Mini Cooper garage, possible but cramped, and you might have to give up something valuable. The included Link adapter is a nice touch, but for the non-tech savvy, setup might be a headache. Networking, this PC shines here. The 2.5 Gbps Ethernet port, Wi-Fi 7, and Bluetooth 5.4 combo is top tier, giving you blazing fast wired and wireless connectivity. Gamers and streamers, this is great news for low latency and stable connections. Here's a joke to lighten the mood. Why do computers always get cold? Because they leave their windows open. Well, with Wi-Fi 7, your connection won't be left open to lag. Still, some users reported occasional drops in Bluetooth connectivity, especially when multitasking with many peripherals. So if you depend heavily on wireless devices, watch out. Now, speaking of video outputs, Minisforum didn't skimp here. You get one HDMI 2.1 port capable of 4K at 60Hz, one DisplayPort 1.4 pushing up to 8K at 60Hz or 4K at 144Hz, plus two USB 4 video outputs with the same capabilities. This setup is perfect for creators, traders, or anyone needing a sprawling multi-monitor setup. But here's a question. Is all that display power really necessary if the system struggles to keep temps and noise in check? It's like installing a turbocharger on a car without upgrading the cooling system. Sounds great until you're forced to tone it down. Let's talk about the built-in audio setup. dual microphones with advanced noise cancellation, plus an internal speaker system. The sound quality is decent, especially for video calls or voice commands. The noise cancellation tech is surprisingly effective, helping eliminate background hum in noisy rooms. However, don't expect studio quality recording for podcasts or music production here. That's like expecting to win a Grammy with a karaoke mic. For typical work-from-home users or students attending online classes, it works well, but audiophiles better bring their own gear. Here comes one of the biggest caveats: the price. At $767, this mini PC isn't cheap. You're paying top dollar for specs that on paper rival much more expensive desktop setups, but with real-world compromises in thermals, expandability, and noise. Considering competitors offer similar or better performance with stronger cooling at comparable prices, you need to ask yourself if this is the right investment. Don't buy Minisforum M1 Pro just because it looks like a mini fortress on your desk. Remember, sometimes good things come in smaller packages, but sometimes small packages hide big problems. So, should you buy it? Let's uncover the truth with a bit of storytelling. One user, let's call him Mike, bought the M1 Pro for content creation and remote work. Initially thrilled with the speed and multiple monitor support, he soon noticed slowdowns during extended 4K video exports. The heat buildup caused thermal throttling, dragging performance down, and the fan noise made his Zoom calls a challenge. Mike tried adding an external GPU through the OQ link to improve video rendering, but realized he had to pick between speed or storage. The trade-off wasn't ideal. However, after optimizing airflow and upgrading his fan profile via BIOS tweaks, Mike reported better stability and quiet operation, and praised the expandability that allowed him to upgrade RAM to 64 GB and add a second SSD for backups. So with some technical know-how, the M1 Pro becomes more powerful, but out of the box, it is not a plug-and-play powerhouse. Here's another joke for you. Why did the PC go to therapy? It had too many issues to process. That's kind of how you might feel wrestling with BIOS updates, cooling adjustments, and drivers on this mini PC. If you're a beginner or non-tech-savvy user who just wants a reliable machine for everyday use, the M1 Pro's learning curve may be steep. Despite these challenges, there are undeniable advantages. The show-stopping feature is definitely the two USB 4 ports delivering up to 40 Gbps transfer speeds, practically unheard of for mini PCs at this price. Need to transfer massive data or connect ultra-fast peripherals? These ports have you covered. Plus, the advanced networking options future-proof the device for years to come. The solid build quality and thoughtful inclusion of features like dual digital microphones and intelligent noise cancellation also add value for professionals handling lots of video calls. The M1 Pro is a smart choice if you're ready to tweak and optimize for your specific workflow. Now, let's address buyer concerns. Some report the fan occasionally ramping up loudly, wasting the mini part of this mini PC. Others worry about limited slot availability after installing certain expansions like eGPU. But don't let these problems scare you away outright. There's also a thriving community dedicated to Minisforum products that shares settings, cooling mods, and upgrade ideas. With a little elbow grease, this device punches well above its weight class. Ultimately, it's about balance. Are you ready to put in some work to unlock the potential? And speaking of unlocking, here's our final twist. If you're mainly looking for a small, stylish, and powerful box to replace your bulky tower or cramped laptop setup, the M1 Pro does impress. Once you get past the noise and heat management, it's perfect as a desktop replacement for multitasking professionals, programmers, and content creators who prioritize workspace efficiency, but don't mind investing time in tuning performance. The out-of-the-box experience might require patience, but if customization and expansion excite you, this tiny giant delivers. Before I wrap up, one last joke for the road. Why don't programmers like nature? Too many bugs. Luckily, the M1 Pro's bugs are mostly software and cooling related, and fixable. With constant firmware updates and community support, Minisforum is committed to improving this mini PC's user experience. To sum it all up, the Minisforum M1 Pro is an impressive feat of engineering packed into a compact chassis with top-tier specs, but it's not flawless. Thermal management issues, an awkward expansion trade-off, and a steep learning curve mean it's best suited for power users who don't mind fiddling a bit. For those who value raw power with minimal fuss, you might want to explore other options. But for tech enthusiasts and creative professionals who want ultra-fast multi-display setups, future-proof connectivity, and plenty of room for customization, the M1 Pro is a solid contender worth considering. If you're intrigued and want to take advantage of its unique features, check the link in the description below for the best current price on Amazon. Remember, no product is perfect, but knowing the challenges beforehand helps you make the smartest purchase, because nobody wants to buy a mini PC and get many problems. Hit that link, explore your options, and maybe, just maybe, the Minisforum M1 Pro is the right tiny titan for your desk. Thanks for watching and happy computing.